Hi, my name is Nancy Eisenman, and I'm an individual, marital, and family therapist at Healing Hearts of Indy Counseling in Indianapolis, Indiana. And today, the title for my video is Unintentional Communication. As parents, spouses, friends, and family members, we often communicate unintentional messages that get us into trouble. To make matters worse, our partners have guessers that are programmed by past hurts and a worldview based on their own experiences. You can also see a blog that I wrote about not trusting your guesser on the Healing Hearts website at www.healingheartsofindy.com. The truth is that it takes a tremendous amount of effort and skill to send messages well, and a whole lot of understanding and grace to receive those messages well. And even people who are really good at both still have conflict. So what can be done to improve the chances that unintentional messages are sent and received less frequently and more safely? Well, first let's talk about the sender. How many times haven't we all sent messages that were received how we didn't mean for various reasons? I mean, tons, right? Like 157 times today. It's just not uncommon at all. Some of these reasons can include not taking the time to choose our words carefully, not having a handle on our tone, being angry, wanting to defend ourselves or cut off someone who has hurt us, being rushed or tired, or just being straight up unaware of how we're coming across. All of these can make sending an unintentional message very easy to do. Well, next let's talk about the receiver. The receiver of any message has just as much responsibility in making sure messages are communicated effectively as the sender does. Many times, receivers of messages twist and turn meanings based on hurts in their head and what they expect to hear. What about someone who has deep core shame issues? They will assume and filter messages through a lens that says that the other person thinks they are wrong and bad in some way. This may not be even remotely what the other person is trying to say, but the expectation clouds the actual message. We're super quick to believe any messages that we perceive agrees with the shame voice in our own heads, whether the sender meant to send that message or not. We receive and interpret messages through our own worldview, which can cause all kinds of miscommunication. Well, now let's talk about the solution. Becoming careful and even vigilant about how we send messages is critical. How we send messages is almost always more important than what the message is. Concentrating on body language, tone of voice, word choice, and transparency of intent, as well as consideration for the sensitivities of the receiver, if you know them, should always be a focus of the sender. For the receiver, suspending the idea that the person who is talking to us is consciously trying to hurt us, using confirmation statements such as, "This is what I heard. Is that what you really meant?" Controlling reactivity, mirroring, and listening to understand instead of to respond are all crucial to keeping unintentional messages to a minimum. Invariably, a painful exchange can be dissected to reveal no malicious intent almost every time. If the time is taken to communicate carefully and figure it out, many conflictual exchanges can be diverted before they get superheated. Imago dialogue is one great modality for practicing this kind of communication. When supported by insights from a skilled therapist and done in a safe place to practice it, connection can be achieved even between people who are quite angry and hurting, and even though that we're talking about hypersensitive topics. Sound good? Well, it is. Come on in and we can work together to practice communicating intentionally and building connections even through conflict. It is possible and amazing, and it works. Drop me a line at Nancy, Nancy, at healingheartsofindy.com, and we'll set up an appointment to get you started. That's what I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to share it on social media, and also email the link to anyone that you think might be interested in watching. Thanks for your support.